out here in our commercial field pruning our Liberty variety. They're very similar to the ones that we do have over at the farm store where we do have U-pick. I was going to go through a small demonstration on what we look at when we prune our commercial fields. That would be tips and tricks that even homeowners could use for their plants at their house. So we like to have full sun exposure to the plant. It gives the plant the best opportunity to ripen evenly. So we want to see that sunlight can get into the plant and even into the center of the plant. So when we're pruning, we want to look at taking out 1 or 2 of the oldest wood and allowing sunlight as well to clean into the center here, to allow sunlight to get down and still give the leaves a lot of opportunity to perform their duties like photosynthesis. So one of the ways that we can find the oldest wood is this hardier hardwood bark that's on here. And every blueberry plant will throw new shoots. You'll see some new shoots coming from the base, like in this plant right here. That is going to be future year's growth and berries. So when we cut out the oldest wood, we want to make sure that this new wood, this softwood, is coming up and replacing the plant every 5 years. It gives the best opportunity for the best, freshest, best quality fruit that we can get. So when we first come to a plant in our commercial fields, and even the ones we have around our houses, we want to assess it for the shape and the structure of the plant. So we have some of these laterals that are coming out here way on the side. For us commercially, we're going to prune these off so that they're not having an opportunity to tip down and be a little unergonomically or hurt the ergonomics to pick them. You want to have the fruit almost up here chest height, go a little bit lower, almost eye height, so that you can pick it very, very easily. So this is the opportunity to try to shape it. Also, another thing to look at is that when we have laterals coming off of the plant, we want about 5 to 10, depending on the plant size, fruiting extremities or limbs coming out of the plant. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 coming out of here. On this little guy, that's probably a little too many. You can either prune the smaller ones off with your fingers and your hands, or you can actually prune them with your pruner as well. You don't want to have it all top heavy or everything. You kind of want it to grab and basically even itself out now. You'll see that there will be some of this dead wood that'll come up, dried out wood that'll come every year. You just want to kind of clean that up and prune that off. So I'll get to pruning. I'll make one big cut in the center as well to try to get some of this older wood out of the plant. And then we'll go to shaping.
When is the best time of year to prune?
So the best time to prune is when the plants go dormant and they start to lose their leaves. That's when we start to prune. So that's anywhere between November to March. You don't want to go much past March, because then you're going to start pruning off wood that has gotten energy from the plant, and it just gets a little bit inefficient for the plant to start trying to produce leaves on limbs that's actually going to get pruned off. You're not going to kill the plant if you end up over pruning or pruning late. It's just going to hurt that year's production. So we like to be out of the field well before March. You can't over prune. You can over prune to the fact that it'll produce less fruit, but it won't kill the plant. But you never want to chop it significantly down if you're still looking for fruit. One of the ways that we can rejuvenate the plant is, like I recommended in another video, of pruning it down to about thigh high, and the plant will regrow. It's amazing that it will. We actually found that out by down in one of our patches, one of our blocks down near the river. Nutria came in and cut the plant right in half, and the next year it was just absolutely beautiful. And we realized how resilient blueberry plants are. One of the things that we want to look at is how many fruiting limbs, like I was mentioning earlier, and that'll determine fruit size. So when there's more fruit on a branch, that can produce small fruit. And if you have only a few, if you over prune it, you'll end up getting actually larger berries. Now it's not going to change drastically, but there is a significant, or there is a difference that is noticeable. This pruning technique, this will work very, very similar for almost all of the northern high bush varieties that are grown in Oregon, even the ones that are sold to homeowners and people that have in their house. This technique is not necessarily the ones that we want to use for southern high bush that are like the legacies that are in the block just next door. Those are there's a little bit of a different pruning technique, but for the most part, this is this video and this strategy is a very good northern high bush strategy that we use in our commercial fields and over in the U-pick when we prune our U-pick fields. The ways that you can is either on the variety card that comes with the plant when it's purchased, or if the plant loses its leaves, that would indicate that it is a northern high bush variety. By and large, it's a common plant that's grown in commercial fields in Oregon and the Pacific Northwest, and so we prune everything like this. One of the things I do at the very end is make sure that we keep the center of the plant open. What that does is that produces fruit outside of the crown of the plant, so it's easy to pick. You can pick the plant here, but it also allows sunlight to get in. So one of the last things you want to do is just see if any laterals are going in. I just got most of them that I wanted to do. But if you come over here to this plant, there'll be some of these crossing plant laterals that we just want to get out of there. There's one down here, and there's one right here. And they're just a crossing that really have no bearing on the plant growth, but it has a harder time to pick it when the foliage is full in here. It's just going to be a really tough harvest. So this is how we do it here at Hoffman Farms, but there is some other techniques, but this is how we've typically done it for the last about 30 years of growing blueberries. If you guys have any questions or need any help, please reach out or DM us or do something in the comments, and we can be sure to answer any of your guys' questions.
Woohoo!